Let me revisit the subject of the Damian Lillard trade on a couple of fronts. Number one, because I want to make sure that people aren't misconstruing what's going on. Obviously, the other day that Damian Lillard was traded this past Wednesday in a blockbuster deal, 3-team trade that ultimately landed him in Milwaukee with the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, elevating the Milwaukee Bucks, no doubt, to a top 3 contender for the NBA championship this upcoming season. I'm one of those people that don't summarily dismiss the Boston Celtics. I believe with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown, with the acquisition of Kristaps Porzingis, albeit at the expense of a Marcus Smart, who I thought was the blood and guts of the Boston Celtics. There's no escaping the fact that Kristaps Porzingis is 7'3", joining Al Horford and Robert Williams on the front line with Tatum and Brown in the lineup with Brogdon and Derek White and those boys. There's no denying that the Boston Celtics are a legitimate title contender as far as I'm concerned. The elite title contender coming out of the Eastern Conference. But does Damian Lillard's arrival bring that into question? You're damn right it does. You're damn right it does. Now, to recap, the Portland Trailblazers, in return for Damian Lillard, got Jrue Holiday from Milwaukee, DeAndre Ayton from Phoenix, this guy Toumani Camara. The Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, who can score, can't defend to save his damn life, but he can score. Plus, he's considered to be one who has a significantly better attitude than a DeAndre Ayton, and that's something that Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal will benefit from greatly. Grayson Allen can shoot. He's tough. He can play. The Suns got him now, so they've got some bench help, along with Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. Of course, the Milwaukee Bucks got Lillard. Here's my thing. To me, that hasn't really been the story. Certainly, we can make an argument that the Portland Trailblazers did what was best for themselves. And when you think about Joe Cronin, the general manager for the team, there is no denying that this guy that has been associated with the organization for 17 years, started out as an intern, by the way, who's now the GM and has been the GM since I think it was May of 2022. There is no denying that the man did his job, and he did a great job. He did a great job. Because when you consider the fact that you got somebody like the Jrue Holidays of the world and the DeAndre Aytons, that clearly serves the best interest of the Portland Trailblazers as a franchise, even though I don't think Jrue Holiday will stay there. But we can't deny the fact that the man did a hell of a job. And he didn't just give Damian Lillard away for a box of cookies, and there's no question about that. But the reason why I think it's important to be ready to hear from Damian Lillard any day now is because Damian Lillard is somebody that has stayed on board with the Portland Trailblazers for years, in spite of the fact that everybody, including myself, was imploring him to ask to be traded. He never asked out. He never demanded out. He never wanted out. The Portland Trailblazers, Rip City's his city. Him and his family loves it there. He repped all day, every day, and never wanted to go anywhere else, never wanted to do anything else. He just didn't want to be part of a reclamation project, and we get all of that. And the fact that they drafted Scoot Henderson, who plays the same exact position as him, goes a long way as well. Now, they didn't insult him by doing that. He knew they were going to take him because they were in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and the San Antonio Spurs ended up getting the number 1 overall pick, not Portland. Portland ended up with the number 3 pick. And because they ended up with the number 3 pick, they drafted the best prospect at the guard spot that they could find in Scoot Henderson, who is considered, NBA body, lightning quick, got skills, can score. Upside is great, and there was no way you're going to have him and Damian Lillard playing together. That's no different than Damian Lillard playing with C.J. McCollum. Well, guess what? They played, they were formidable, they won games, but they weren't going to win no damn championship. And so that's what it was. But again, we can lament that. We can debate that all day, every day till the cows come home. Here's the story that we have to pay attention to when it comes to Damian Lillard. Was he lied to? Was he lied to? That's what this comes down to, Because you see, when people are out there and they're saying, who the hell does he think he is? Got 4 years, about $200 million left on this deal. Who the hell does he think he is? Oh, I want out of Portland, and I specifically want to go to Miami. Maybe he did. Listen, I don't think he should have given just one team from jump. I think he should have gave them a list of teams. Miami, Boston, Philly, stuff like that. Milwaukee, throw them into the mix, and then make a deal. He should have given them better options. Fair enough. And Joe Cronin and the Blazers under no obligation to handicap their franchise for years to come because you don't make sure you get a deal, a comparable deal or something close to it for your resident superstar. Totally understood. If he wasn't lied to. But if Damian Lillard could have demanded out, and Damian Lillard didn't do so because the Portland Trail Blazers said to his face, look, we'll take care of you. And we'll let you go where you want to go if it comes to that point that you want to leave. Now we got a different discussion. See, we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about that enough. Business is business. Totally true. But when somebody lies to your freaking face, they lie to your face. I'm not saying Joe Cronin did that. I don't know. I don't know the man. I would never accuse him of such a thing. It would be irresponsible for me to do so. But what if Damian Lillard accuses him of it? Are we going to say Damian Lillard's lying? When has he lied to us? See, we got to ask ourselves these questions. Because you got a whole bunch of people out there talking about shit they don't know what they're talking about, acting like he's supposed to be thankful. Well, yeah. If you just won out and they trade you to a championship contender with Giannis Antetokounmpo as your teammate, by the way, a Giannis Antetokounmpo that you once said was the dude that you want to play with most when you were being interviewed by GQ magazine in 2022. That's what you said, Damian Lillard. That's the teammate I would love to have. That's the dude I would want to play with. Makes total sense. Total sense. And they didn't trade him to some scrub team that was a reclamation project. They traded Damian Lillard to a team where he instantly has a chance to win a championship. At the very least, to get to his first NBA Finals appearance. You have to understand, regardless of what he says, because he's not better than Steph Curry, not in my mind. Outside of Steph Curry, this is the guy that we're looking at in Damian Lillard as the most lethal point guard in the NBA. He is a closer. A closer. So that Damian Lillard right there in a championship scenario where the Milwaukee Bucks aren't reliant on Giannis Antetokounmpo coming downhill, forcing defenders to reel and backpedal, praying he doesn't dunk on their mug, praying he'll pull up for a perimeter shot instead. Oh, that's changed now. Now Giannis Antetokounmpo can literally, the Greek freak can literally come down court and go like this. Here you go. Take us to the promised land. Absolutely. So that's not the subject. It's not about basketball. It's about whether or not he was lied to. Because even though he wasn't James Harden who forced his way out of Houston and then forced his way out of Brooklyn and then tried to force his way out of Philly, even though he hasn't been that dude who, by the way, is nearing the end, if James Harden, if you haven't realized that you are, it's not just because of your skill set. You went to Houston and tried to sell yourself as wanting to be the dude that led the league in scoring 3 or 4 times years ago. They weren't having it. That's why they went the route of Fred VanVleet. But that's a different subject for another day. The real issue that's hurting James Harden now is that organizations don't trust him. When's he going to ask out? When's he going to demand out of our franchise? When's he going to force his way out of us? When's he going to come and camp out of shape because he wants out? He don't want to be here no more. He did us once. He bit us once. He bit us twice. He going to bite us a third time. 4th time? Houston, Brooklyn, and now Philly. Daryl Morey was once his brother, the GM. The president of basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, Harden is on camera and mic'd up in China, calling Daryl Morey a liar. I don't know how much that helps his cause. I don't know how much that helps his case. But I will tell you this. It doesn't matter whether it helps or hurts if he's telling the truth. Because what we need to do, what we need to surmise, what we need to come together and rationalize is that, damn it, it ain't okay to be lying to players' face. Spitting in their face, telling them it's raining. And then thinking they ain't going to be pissed about it. You can't do that. You can't do that. So again, I don't know if Joe Cronin lied, but I know all of this muttering about Damian Lillard and how he should be grateful to be in the situation he's in. You are absolutely right from a pure basketball standpoint. But damn it, if that brother was lied to, that's a different matter. And by the way, I understand that Milwaukee can compete for a championship, but Milwaukee did get taken out by Miami in 5 games, which means going to Miami, which is where Damian Lillard wanted to go, would not have been a slouch either. If you put Dame with Bam Adebayo and with Jimmy Butler and those brothers in Miami, if that happened, well, he'd be a contender. Plus, he'd be living in South Beach. Let me tell you what I'm an expert on. Milwaukee. God bless them. God bless that city. But Milwaukee is not South Beach. If you lean on me telling you nothing else, please take that as the gospel. Milwaukee and then Miami. Just trust me on that.